Evaluating section as we've done before, and I'm just going to point out a few things for you. So as we go to that section, I've given you a Word document that's in My Documents on each one of your computers, and this gives us the section where we started, where a school, and this is just a fictitious school, Prince John's Middle School, which has a tuck shop, and the staff requested the students to come up with a way to keep track of their daily income, their weekly expenditure, and a way to calculate the profit for each week. So daily income will be money received. Weekly expenditure will be when they buy something for the tuck shop. Now a tuck shop is like something that you've got downstairs for your breaks, where you can buy stuff for breaks. And so expenditure, money that goes out. So when they buy stuff for the tuck shop, of course they need to spend money. So they'll probably buy weekly, and then they have to put those expenses down. And we also want a way to get a profit. So usually a simple way just to say a profit is when we've got income minus our expenditure, we get a profit. So that's where it comes from. Now, we're not going to do all the investigating, designing, planning, and so on, but that's already been done. And what these students did after designing and planning, they created an Excel sheet, and the students set out the following design specifications just before they started to make this new Excel sheet. They said, these are the conditions that we want to meet. So like when you want to build a house, the plans and saying how high the ceilings must be, how big the rooms must be, and so on. In the same way they said, for example, number 1, create a workbook with 3 sheets, income, expenditure, and income minus expenditure. The income sheet must show daily totals per item sold, as well as a total for all the items sold on that day. This sheet must also show the totals per week for each item sold and a total for the week, and so on. There's also certain specifications for the expenditure sheet. That's not the sheet that when the tuck shop buys stuff for itself, so it spends money, and we want there to be must show the totals for each item bought, must also show the total for each week. There's also a section for the expenditure minus the income sheet. Okay, so these were, of course, the design specifications, and then they created this Excel sheet, and let me just show you quickly how that sheet looks like. So we've got different sections here, and if we look at this Excel sheet, let me just open it again. You will notice that let me see if I can just move it a little bit. It's got different sections here, and try to move it up a little bit. Okay, so we've got an income section, we've got expenditure section, and the income minus expenditure section. So 3 different sheets in this one workbook. And now let's just go back to our Word document, and this is our assignment. This is what we want to do while we are doing the evaluation. Now, if you think about evaluation, it will be almost like test driving a car, where the car's already been built. You are taking it for a spin just to see, is it according to what you expected? And then you need to note down the things that you like, things you don't like, things where it didn't meet this specifications. And what they asked us first of all to do is change the name of this document to your grade, meaning 6C, your name, and evaluation. So the way you can do it, you can close this document, go to My Documents, right click on this evaluation document, and then it's a Word document, and then you put in 6C, your name evaluation. You can also use file save as to change the name to that as well. The second thing you need to do is evaluate the spreadsheet using the criteria above. So all these criteria, these design specifications, 4 of those with some A, B, C's and so on, you need to use that to evaluate the spreadsheet, meaning, did it meet the requirement? Was there something wrong in it? Do they need to change something? The third thing you need to do is make sure all the formulas are correct and to report any mistakes by giving the cell number and the correct formula. And I'm going to show you just now how to do that. So the fourth point then is giving suggestions how they could have improved the spreadsheet. So if we look at our criterion, how you're going to be evaluated, you'll see there's 4 different sections that you need to meet in order to get the best grade possible. So make sure that you follow those and that you follow this assignment carefully to get good marks in this assignment. Now, what I want you to do now is we're going to go to point 2, evaluate the spreadsheet using the criteria above. So I'm going to go to the first design specification and I'm going to say, okay, what is number 1? It says create a workbook with 3 sheets, income, expenditure and income minus expenditure. So I want to see did they do that. So I go to my Excel workbook and I see there's my income sheet, here's my expenditure sheet, and here's an income minus expenditure sheet. So we know this is correct. So I need to go and start to write it up. So I'm going to go to the end of that page, enter, and I'm going to put here my evaluation. So start typing my evaluation, and then I can put specification 1 and say, well, we saw that was all correct, so I'm going to mark it as correct. Then I can go to specification 2 and let me just move this up that you can see it, specification 2A, and now I need to go and have a look, is that correct as well, or do I need to make any changes? So I'm going back to my specifications, number 2, it's in the income sheet and it must show daily totals per item sold as well as a total for the item sold on that day. Looking at the Excel sheet, you can see in my income sheet, so I need to click on that income sheet that I'm in my daily income sheet. You'll see for each day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Of course, only the school days. So each day we've got totals for soda they sold on that day, juices they sold on that specific day, burgers, crisps, and so on. We also see we've got a total per for the week, and underneath it we've also got totals for the week. For example, for soda 262, for crisps 205, and also a total of all the income we received in that week. And if I go back to my 2A, it said the income sheet, it must show daily totals per item sold as well as a total for all the items sold on that day. So what do? I go to 2A, and now I would say, is it there or not? Yes. So I can say it's correct, or all items are in the spreadsheet. Just as you wish, how you want to write that it's correct. I could just have said correct, but I just want to make sure we can do it in this step where we look where all the formulas are, or I can go to the previous section, and while I do the criteria, also look at the formulas and see if they are correct or not. So I'm going back here, and we can see here we've got totals here, so I need to check, are those totals correct as well. So clicking on the first one, I can see I've got in cell H3, of course I'm in H, and this is 3, so H3. Here's my address bar as well, showing me it's H3. In my formula bar, I've got equals sum C3 to G3. If you're not sure exactly, I mean, it shows C3 up to G3, but I can also click inside the formula, and there I can see what was selected, and I can see the whole section was selected, and my formula is correct. I can do the same for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And when I come to this one, I notice something different. Look up to where did they go? They only started at D7 up to G7. So most probably when they wrote the formula, they did not pull this far enough. And therefore, there's a mistake in cell H7. Okay, so I can go and note down there's a mistake in H7. Maybe I'd like to just highlight it so that I know there's in that cell a problem if I want to come back to it later on, or if I want to note it right now. So I would go to my Word document, and I can write it up now. In cell H7, the formula is wrong. Okay, now let's see. What do we have here? Oops, what am I doing now? The formula is wrong. Okay, there you go. Our formula here is equals sum D7 to G7. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to put it in here. It's equals sum D7 to G7 instead of, this should have been not a D but a C7 to G7. And now I've also corrected that mistake that they've made. And in the same way, I need to go and have a look in the remainder of the document. Is it correct or not? Now, to make our work easier, what happens a lot of times is we would we'll set up, for example, the first week. We'll get all the totals. We'll see that they are correct. And we can check here, so of course, as well, if they are correct or not for each week that they put it in. And I'm just going to check a few of those, and I see they're all correct. Even my big total here, correct? It seems so, yeah. Okay, but after writing this, they copy this into the next week and just changing the days. And if they made a mistake here, most probably in the next Thursday, it's going to be having the same mistake. And you can see there it is. So a way to note that will be, you can go and say in H14, we can check here again in this one, same mistake again. So in cell H21 and so on, we've got the same problem. Or I can just go and say the same mistake was made every Thursday. Okay, no need to go and put everything in because we've noted it. And in the same way, you will continue going through your whole document to see if it's correct, and then you would also go and mark down the things that are wrong. So you would continue, after you've done 2A, go to 2B and see if it's correct or not. And if there's a mistake, you need to note what are the mistakes.